program or you will miss it.
The Business Buzz is proudly sponsored by Cayman Insurance Center, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services. And Kirk Market. Experience a world of choice.
And now,
Radio Cayman presents
The Business Buzz, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local business environment. This is where we address the business topics that matter.
Radio Cayman's Business Buzz.
Here's your host, Kathy Miller.
Good morning, Cayman. How are you doing this morning? It's a beautiful, breezy Thursday morning. Hope everybody's enjoying a very safe ride into work this morning, or the schools as well, you know. I'm happy to say that in this segment of the Business Buzz, we're going to be talking with Art Nest, which is a creative hub that offers a variety of art classes, workshops, and events for all ages. And a big welcome and thanks for joining us to the administrators at Art Nest Studio, which is Deija, Myles, and Lola Pascual. Good morning, ladies. How are you doing?
Good morning. Doing great.
Good morning.
Good to have you here.
Thanks for having us.
Very good to have you. No problem. As you know, your founder is your boss, really. Justyna McTaggart is one of my great friends, so I was really happy to see the Art Nest was coming in today to speak, because I know I've met you ladies a couple times.
Yeah.
But I've never really just chatted with you before. So it's good to have you in and really to talk about this creative hub, as we like to call it, because it's so important when it comes to just being able to express yourself creatively through art and different kind of art mediums, and there's nothing like it in Cayman, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's been a while. So tell us about your roles there. It says administrators, but I know there's a whole lot that you both do there at Art Nest.
Okay. Well, so hi, I'm Lola, and I started Art Nest like 7 years ago when it first opened. So I kind of worked my way from studio volunteer to kind of managing, and along came Deija, and she's now like my partner in crime, and we both co-manage and administrate the studio. So a lot goes on, from the scheduling, creating these great workshops, and marketing them as well. So
Yeah.
Okay. I love that you started as a volunteer.
Yeah.
And you worked your way up.
I did, yeah. Justyna saw something in me from the very beginning, and I started off as a volunteer, and then she offered me a job. So that's kind of how I ended up here.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How did you begin, Deija?
Well, actually, I knew Lola previously from one of our shows that we did together, and she knew me, and she reached out, and she was like, "We need some camp volunteers, if you'd be willing to help," because I studied in drama theater, so she was like, "It's along the same lines of what we do here. If you'd be willing to help out, just send your resume." And I did, and I planned to work for just the summer for 2021, and I just end up staying. So
Yeah.
that's how that happened.
That's good. That's not bad at all. It's a
Yeah.
good transition.
So from volunteers to administrating together. So.
Yeah.
And the managing together.
Yeah.
Which is great. It's a good little move on both your parts. So your background in the kind of creative realm is more drama theater,
Yeah.
and yours, Lola?
I do quite a few things.
Tell us what that is.
So I write, I get involved in drama, I've been involved in music, modeling, so I dabble, and my degree is in education.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will confess that while I love art and design, I am so bad when it comes to drawing or painting or anything.
No,
Painting
I
is a
don't
little
believe that.
easier, but drawing is like, it's horrific.
Yeah.
And I love graphic design too, actually, which is
Yeah.
interesting. But while I dabble in that here and there, it can be a little difficult. And I super admire the people that can just bring the visual that they might have to life in front of you, and it's the most spectacular piece of art. I absolutely love it. And there's just so many kind of different art mediums that you can play with, right? So tell us a little bit about the different services and the classes, the workshops. I don't want to give it all away, that Art Nest provides to the community.
All right.
You want to go?
All right. So the services workshops that we provide is supposed to provide a vibrant and welcoming space for people of all ages to explore and express their creativity and their art. So we host a variety of workshops and art programs, such as painting workshops, we have pottery wheel workshops, we have family-friendly workshops, candle making even, vision boarding, bullet journaling, photography courses. We try to do it all, really.
Yeah, anything creative you can think of, we do it. We often partner with other artists who are more involved in specific crafts, such as photography and videography. So we partner with them, and then they host a workshop with us on photography 101, videography 101. So anything creative you can think of, we cater to.
Could you give us some names of people that you partner with that might be experts in their field, their creative field, that also help you out at Art Nest with these workshops?
Okay, so we have worked with Jill. What's her last name? Jeez, I'm so sorry, Jill, if you're listening. There's Miss Jill. She's a photographer, and we've worked with her before to host editing and Photoshop workshops. Cool. We've also done baking, so we've worked with Glammy Baker, and she's done cake decorating workshops, I should say, and cookie decorating workshops. Yeah. There's quite a few.
Yeah, there's quite a few. We've worked with people from all different aspects of the...
Yeah, we've worked with a lady named Jo. She's worked with us to teach the pottery wheel, Jo Meakin. And we are now working with Kirkland Dixon. He's a fantastic potter and fine artist. So he is doing our pottery wheel workshops, and I'm sure we'll be working with him a little bit more to do other workshops because he's very skilled in fine art. He actually studied fine art.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, for me, I know Christina's background in the sense of she's super artistic. Mm-hmm. She's one of the most intelligent people I know, very creative, very versatile. And so I know, while I know her artistic background, do you know what really inspired the start of Art Nest, like its mission? And Lola's like, yes, I do.
I think Justyna has always been this creative genius, you know. So Art Nest's mission comes from a place of nurturing creativity and helping people discover their inner artists, because I think growing up, Justyna maybe didn't have someone or an environment like Art Nest to help nurture that environment for her. So I think she ultimately wanted to create that for everyone else. And that's kind of what Art Nest became. So the mission statement is to create nurturing environment by sharing experience of creativity through art to help people find their inner artists. And that's essentially how Art Nest came about being. There was, I guess, a gap in the creative space, and Justyna filled that gap by creating Art Nest.
Yeah, she really did.
She did.
I'm super proud of her, and it blows me away that it's still, I think there's been like attempts to have something similar to Art Nest, and it blows me away that she's been pretty successful with it in the sense that it's still one of the only ones that, you know, standing strong.
Yeah.
And I would expect this to grow a lot in Cayman, right? Because there is so many creative people, and I don't know what high school was like for either of you ladies, but if you were really encouraged to explore kind of creative avenues, or if you're more encouraged to go more of a corporate side, do you remember what that was like? Was there a lot of opportunity for you to kind of dabble in the arts or creative arts, theater, Deija? You were interested in that, right? You studied that.
I did. I think in high school I did a drama after school class. But it was only for one semester because it didn't last long. Not many people were interested in it. Unfortunately, it was like maybe 5 of us in the class. But now I have Art Nest, so here we go.
Well, for me, high school, they did have art classes and they did have drama classes, so I did those. And ultimately, I did want to go off and do like something creative, but that wasn't really in the cards for me at the time. So I kind of found my own creative outlet by volunteering in local productions at the Playhouse, and then volunteering at Art Nest when I found out Art Nest was a thing. And that's kind of been my creative avenue ever since. I don't think there are many opportunities in high school, at least, for nurturing creativity. So it's a good thing that we have this. At least there wasn't many when I was growing up. Right. I don't know if that's changed over time. I'm not sure. Possibly with the buildings of the new schools, maybe. But Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's somewhat the same. I know that they're kind of introducing you maybe some new classes that have a bit of more of a creative angle to them. But when it comes to really being able to explore and nurture that outside of school, whether it's your after school clubs, whether it's places like Art Nest where you can kind of explore your creativity a whole lot more, it's so important. And so I love to see it. I think it's a great thing for Cayman. Can you let us know the ages that you cater to?
Well, we sort of try to cater to all ages. Right now we have 2 after-school programs at Art Nest. The first one runs on Mondays, and it's for ages 5 to 11. And we do all sorts of projects throughout the semester. And then we have one as well for teens on Wednesdays, where we do more intricate, more advanced work with the teens as from ages 12 to 17.
Yeah. So on Mondays with the younger kids, we try to strengthen those foundational skills with them. And then when they transition over to the teens, because we have 2 that transition from the younger group on Mondays to Wednesdays, which is exciting. So they have these foundational skills that they built on Mondays sessions when they were with us on Mondays, such as drawing, perspective, color theory. And then when they transfer into the teens, they can apply all the foundational stuff that they've learned into much larger projects. So right now they are learning how to paint portraits, which is super cool.
It is.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
Yeah. And they're doing
They're
amazing.
doing really great.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
You
the
can
teen
see the
group.
progress. Yes.
Yeah, you can see
Yeah.
you can definitely see the progress from when they started, when they join us at I think they were 8 or 9 to now they're about 12, 13.
Yeah.
There's a huge progress there.
Oh, so you see quite a few students in the after-school program
Yeah.
that stick with you throughout the year.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
progress into the teen programs.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Yeah.
What's been some of the, I guess, greatest growth you've seen with them?
Just their confidence overall, I think, in their capabilities, which is ultimately what I think Art Nest was about, nurturing that creativity, discovering their inner artists, and just being confident in being who they are creatively.
I love that.
Yeah.
What about you, Deja? What have you seen with
Well,
classes?
I've noticed that they went from wanting help to wanting to help others, using their own skills that they've learned from us. So I think that's really great.
I love it.
Yeah.
I think that's so important, especially to see that growth. That confidence is a huge thing.
Yes.
I have a feeling I would be stuck in the 5 to 11 for a long time trying to get the foundational stuff done.
Yeah. Everyone says that, but then they always end up with such amazing pieces by the end of all our workshops. So
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a process, but you just have to trust the process.
Do you have any favorite, I guess, aspects of art that you like to dabble in at Art Nest?
For me, recently, it's been watercolor. I started off with acrylic, and then I ventured off into watercolor. It was kind of a thing for me because I just was like, okay, I'm just going to jump into the deep end with watercolor, and yeah, I figured it out, and here we are, and I can teach watercolor and do watercolor, so I really like that now.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of like, here you go, do it. I was like, okay, here we go, I do it. One thing we forgot to mention was we also have a toddler program.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we also have a toddler art program that's on select Mondays. So we do twice a month on Mondays.
Okay.
And that involves sensory play, so refining motor skills and discovery through art. And then they also do partially led craft, because we don't want to dampen a toddler creativity, right? So we just give the materials. This is what the craft looks like. If it ends up looking like it, great. If it doesn't, it's all about the experience, and refining those motor skills. So it's really cool. Moms and nannies bring their little ones, and they share that experience together.
I love it.
Yeah.
So that's where they start learning where to throw
that's
paint
really
on the
when they
walls
start
and all the
learning.
rest. And
Yeah, that's really when they start learning. It's really fun, super cool. I think the toddlers like it, and the parents love it as well.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
What about you, Deja? Is there any particular art medium that you've kind of fell in love with while working at Art Nest?
For me, I like candle making. I also like acrylic painting. I like resin, but sometimes it's a bit too messy for me. But I like to dabble a little bit here and there. See what works for me. But right now I'm focusing mostly on acrylic painting. Yeah.
I'd have to say that I I'm pretty sure you guys had like a mosaic workshop before. Mm-hmm. And I'm super in love with mosaics. And I've been like, okay, I got to get myself to try that out because I think it would be so, first of all, I don't have to really draw anything. So I feel okay about that. But I just think it's such a pretty way through glass. And I don't know what else you use for mosaics to,
Tile,
yeah.
glass chips,
Yeah.
even plastic. You can use plastic. Anything.
Yeah. I love it. I love mosaics. So that's something that's been on my mind. So I know I have to get myself to Artnest to try that out when you do have those workshops. Sure. We're going to go to our first commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to hear a little bit about what you offer for the adults as well. Okay?
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
Before the prevalence of modern medicine, Cayman bush teas were regularly boiled to alleviate complaints and ailments. Some common bush teas included aloe for stomach ulcers and cuts, guava for diabetes and swollen tonsils, verivine for cooling and purifying the blood, leaf of life for colds and sore throats, cerci as a laxative and to relieve itching, headache bush for the killing of blood bacteria and toothaches, white periwinkle for lowering high blood pressure, mint for morning sickness during pregnancy, fever grass for fevers and cold, castor bean to make castor oil, or simply birch tree, which was drunk with a little sweet milk because it was delicious. Information from this historical vignette was sourced courtesy of Mr. Alvin McLaughlin, The History of Agriculture, 50th Annual Agriculture Show magazine.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Since 1993, Rotary Central has worked diligently each year to provide quality bus shelters to our community. A traveling convenience to our school children, the elderly, young people going to work, guest workers, and visitors using the public bus. We, Rotary Central, help you, our advertisers, make it happen. Your marketing dollar travels a far way. Positioning your message, your product, your services, your presence in over 83 bus shelters. Every dollar you spend, every advert you place helps to build another bus shelter, providing modest comfort for Cayman travelers. Reserve space now on the only billboard medium in the Cayman Islands. Email rotaryshelters@gmail.com. rotaryshelters@gmail.com. The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
I'm Michael Webster.
And I'm Denise Brown of Cayman Insurance Center.
Family is not the most important thing, it's everything.
We have worked with the community and their families on protecting themselves for the future.
Whether it's providing top-rated life insurance
or protecting your family's household investment.
From our family to yours, we understand and we care.
I'm Denise Brown. Call me at 814-7229.
And I'm Michael Webster at 925-5433.
We are Cayman Insurance Center,
specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services at an affordable rate. We are Michael and
Denise at Cayman Insurance Center.
Call today.
Attention Red Bay and Prospect families. Join me, Roy Tatum, your PPM candidate for Red Bay,
And me, Crystal Gomez Wilson, your PPM candidate for Prospect.
for a fun-filled day to celebrate the everyday superheroes in our community. Mark your calendars for the Post-Heroes Day Family Fun Day.
Join us on Saturday, February 1st from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the Eddie Sanchez Community Park on Victory Avenue and Prospect Drive. Enjoy free food and music, face painting for the kids, inflatables and games for all ages, and free photos to capture those special moments.
We can't wait to see you there. 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Saturday, February 1st at the Eddie Sanchez Community Park.
Sponsored by your People's Progressive Movement candidates Crystal Gomez Wilson, Prospect candidate, and Roy Tatum, a Red Bay candidate.
Hi, I'm Deputy Governor Franz Manderson, and I'm excited to announce the DG's 5K Challenge is just around the corner. We kick off things in Little Cayman on March 9th, followed by Cayman Brac on March 16th, and the grand finale on Grand Cayman on March 30th. This year, we're supporting the Cayman Islands Girls Brigade, the Cayman Islands Scouts Association, and the One-to-One Foundation, each helping to shape our next generation. Join us in making a positive impact. For registration details, find us on Facebook at
The
DG's
Business
5K
Buzz
Challenge.
with your host, Kathy Miller.
Business Buzz.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz. I'm your host, Kathy Miller, and we are talking with Art Nest Creative Studio. And in studio, I have Deija Myles and Lola Pascual. They are both administrators at Art Nest, but administrators. They teach workshops and classes. They manage the place. They're the two ladies that run things over there at Art Nest Studio, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
We were talking about your workshops and your after-school programs, really, that you have for children, from toddlers to the 5 to 11, the teens as well. But now I want to hear about the adults and seniors, what you offer them. And before you answer that, I will say that something that I saw that was on Instagram, it was a huge hit.
Oh, gosh.
It was making me laugh so much. First of all, your social media is absolutely hilarious. That's one thing.
Thank
You guys are
you.
doing
We
amazing
We
with that.
try.
But it was some friends that went to a paint your partner class. And I was in so much laughter over seeing these portraits that their partners would paint of them, and the women are always just doing a better job. I don't know what it is. And the men, the boyfriends or the husbands are, they're trying. But I'm like, wait a minute, is that how you really look at her? Like you couldn't have, like you couldn't have made her just like, why is her head a square?
Yeah.
Something. But I guess that's part of maybe their...
Yeah,
Creativity.
Yeah. But it makes you laugh so much, and I love it.
it's
Like I
fun.
absolutely loved it. So
Yeah.
tell us about the, workshop classes that you might have for adults and seniors.
Okay. So for adults, we tend to curate a calendar of events or workshops. Right now, we're doing them in 2 monthly blocks. So in January, we release January and February, and then towards mid-February, we're going to release March and April, so that you have an idea of what's coming up in the next 2 months. And that will include workshops ranging from painting, so that's acrylic and watercolor, to fluid art, which includes resin and alcohol inks. And alcohol ink is very versatile because you can do it on canvas, you can do it on paper, or on non-porous surfaces like ceramics. Glazed ceramics, I should say. So like cups and mugs and bowls. Super fun, super cool, coasters. So we have those workshops, and we've done woodworking workshops in the past as well. And gosh, help me here, Deija.
We have candle making workshops. I don't know if you mentioned the pottery wheel.
No, I didn't.
Workshops, which is also very popular. We do, let's see.
We do creative wellness as well. And
What do you mean by that?
okay, so we do, Christina's more the lead on this, because this is her baby, this is her thing. So it's...
Not surprised.
Yeah, it's essentially tying together like art therapy and organizational skills and just overall mindfulness and expressing that creatively. And Christina has held creative retreats for this as well. It's super cool. It's very intimate and personal, so not many people get to attend, and it's like a really cool experience for everyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
When we say art therapy, what is those two words together aren't often married? right?
Yeah.
So can you explain a little bit more about what art therapy is?
So many of our sessions provide like therapeutic benefits, such as relaxation, self-expression, creative problem solving, that sort of thing. So it's a way to relieve stress and just relax a bit while enjoying art.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the mindfulness of it all as well. Sometimes the creative wellness workshops tend to be more structured where there's first of all, we always tell our clients there's no mistakes in art, right? But with the creative wellness workshop, it's all about expression and how you feel, as opposed to here's this bush, we're gonna paint it this way and you hold your brush this way. No, look at the bush, just paint the bush how you feel. It's kind of more of a
let go of the rigidness.
Yeah.
Express however you feel to.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
You also do corporate workshop or corporate wellness?
Corporate workshops, and a lot of wellness stuff ties into that as well. So there's vision boarding that we do for the corporate stuff. We do all of the...
Some people might not know what vision boarding is.
Right.
If you could just give us a brief summary of that.
So it's kind of organizing yourself or organizing your goals and creating a plan, and I guess designing your board to meet that plan, and then going for it's like affirmations in a sense. And you put it on board, and the creative aspect is you have control of how this board looks, but you're organizing your goals, you list your goals, and then you create a clear plan on how you're going to achieve those goals. So we help you throughout the steps and the stages of creating your vision board, including talking about what your goals are and then what you're going to do to achieve those goals. A plan is just a plan, but you have to put it in action, right?
Right. So. Absolutely. That's very true. Otherwise, you know, anything you do will take you anywhere, but once you know the steps you're going to take.
Yeah.
And I never realized that vision boarding incorporates goal setting necessarily.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool, because I remember kind of putting, you know, a little differently, but kind of putting together like big like poster boards together of just like my favorite pictures and stuff.
Right.
Like, this is what I want to have and that kind of thing. So, but I never necessarily tied it to goals in that sense.
Right, because I mean, otherwise you just have a board with a lot of your favorite things, right? Which is aesthetically pleasing, and it's also very fun to make. But if you have a specific goal in mind, that can be like your visual reminder that, hey, I have these goals, let me work towards them, which can be very helpful for a lot of people. It also helps get you organized in a very creative way, because your board can look as cutesy or not cutesy, or depending on your style, right? But it's very curated to your goals, like maybe your immediate plans or your 5-year plans or your 10-year plans, like,
or even wedding plans or baby shower plans. You can do your vision board on any event or
life goals
that you have in mind.
I like that. The seniors, what do you have going for seniors?
For seniors, we have partnered with DCFS before to provide creative workshops for seniors. So they've done like pottery glazing, acrylic painting. So yeah, we do have some things for the seniors, and the seniors are also welcome to come and join any of our workshops. So the workshops, the adult workshops, actually start from like 18 to as long as you can hold a brush, you can come. Like there's no age limit, you know. You're never too old or too young to make art. So that's
so important to know, for people just to understand that you never really are too old to make art.
No.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No. Some of our greatest painters started in their late 40s or 50s, and don't ask me who they are, but I remember reading about them. So that's for sure. Your location, and is there any kind of membership involved, or what your pricing would be? Can you tell us about that?
So we are located in Elizabethan Square. It is hopefully our final home. And we currently don't have an active membership.
Okay.
We used to, but we're kind of revamping that membership a little bit. And once we have finalized those fine details, then we will share that with you. But right now we do not have a membership program. You kind of just look at our schedule, see our workshop. You want to come to our workshop, you let us know. What you can do also, if you don't see a workshop that you want to do this month, you can send us an email and say, hey, I don't see that you have your ocean theme charcuterie boards on this time.
And that's a very popular one. We get those emails all the time.
Yeah. I thought that was random, but okay.
No, that's very very specific.
Okay.
Could you please do it on so-and-so date? We're like, okay, sure, we can do it. If we can do it for a group, or we can do it as a one-on-one. Let me know how you'd like to do it. Okay. Most people tend to want to do a group because they want to share it with friends and family, which is so much fun. So you can request a workshop from us, and if we can do it, we'll never say no.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Ways for people to get in touch with you, because we talked about the program, the after-school programs, especially, parents are listening. And then for the other adults out there that are listening that want to check out what Art Nest Creative Studio offers, how do we get in touch? Where can we find you on social media?
So you can email us at events@artnestcayman.com. You can also send us a call at
927-2258.
We also have, you can follow us on Instagram, where we post all our updates on there. It's Art Nest Cayman, and we're also on Facebook.
Okay.
And our website as well, obviously. And if you just happen to be in town, you can always just come and pop on over, have a look, chat with one of us. Miss Cherry is always there. We love Miss Cherry. She is our studio mama.
Okay.
Yeah, she looks after us, makes sure we eat, because we forget to eat sometimes.
As artists, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, ladies, for joining me this morning. And it was great to have you on the program.
Thank you.
We're going to go to the 8 a.m. news.
Thank you, ladies. And the studio time now, a minute after 8, brought to you with the kind compliments of Foster's.
Why is your drink so green? Is this some New Year trend?
Being healthy isn't a trend, it's a lifestyle, and I'm trying to do better, to be better.
Be better? Well, what's wrong with regular soda?
In moderation, nothing. But it's nice to have something nourishing.
Wow, you took New Year, New Me to heart.
You gotta when you're hoping to live well with Foster's and CG Brit-K. It's a great free resource for healthy tips to help you achieve your wellness goals.
How do I start?
Check out livewell.fosters.ky and live well with Foster's and CG Brit-K.
The voice of the Cayman Islands.
89.9 FM in Grand Cayman and 93.9 FM in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman.
Silver wings shining in the sunlight.
Radio Cayman.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
Good morning. With a look at your latest news, I'm Jevi Ebanks. Angeline Zayas, convicted of child cruelty, will soon learn her fate. Her bail has been extended to the 17th of March to allow time for the completion of reports from the Department of Rehabilitation, which will aid in her sentencing. In other local news, Cayman wants to woo potential travelers from the DAC region. Here's Radio Cayman's Carsley Fuller.
The DACH region is made up of Germany, Switzerland, and Austria, and the Department of Tourism is looking to team up with the Travels Market Business Strategy Development and Implementation Agency to draw more DACH travelers to the Cayman Islands. For 2025 through 2028, CDOT is looking to, quote, increase the travel trade relations and outreach in the region. Government wants to increase tour operator coverage by 25% over 3 years, strengthen brand presence in luxury travel segments, enhance destination knowledge among DACH travel trade, expand distribution channels, and improve market intelligence and reporting. The successful bidder will become the ambassador of the brand Cayman Islands in the German-speaking travel trade markets, representing Cayman at selected events and trade shows, episodes, supporting the destination's digital presence with doc-targeted content, meeting with targeted luxury and niche tour operators to discuss opportunities, and co-host a minimum of 2 familiarization trips per year. A FAM trip is a complimentary or heavily discounted trip offered by travel suppliers to give travel agents first-hand knowledge of the destinations they're selling to clients. Reporting for Radio Cayman News, I'm Carsley Fuller.
Thank you, Carsley. The Georgetown Revitalization Initiative and the Ministry of Planning, Agriculture, Housing, Infrastructure, Transport and Development have announced a road closure for what they have described as essential works. Edward Street closed 6 p.m. yesterday and will remain closed until 6 a.m. on February the 5th. Local access will be available at the Shedden Road and Edward Street junction, as well as two-way traffic on Main Street. The ministry and GTRI expressed gratitude to the public for their patience and support through the revitalization of Central Georgetown, noting that the project is nearing completion and the enhanced spaces will soon be ready. That is your latest news. I'm Jevi Ebanks. Now to the BBC for headlines around the world.
BBC News with Govinda Gill. Rescuers in Washington have been working through the night trying to find survivors in the Potomac River after a passenger plane collided in midair with an Army helicopter. 19 bodies have been recovered. There were 64 people on the plane and 3 soldiers on the helicopter. There's been chaos at the latest handover of Israeli hostages in southern Gaza. Armed men pushed back surging crowds of Palestinians as 2 Israelis and 5 Thai nationals were handed over. Earlier, an Israeli soldier was freed. 110 Palestinians are due to be released from Israeli jails later today. The UN Aid Agency for Palestinian Refugees is expected to stop work in Israel today. UNRWA was banned because of allegations that some of its workers were involved in the October the 7th attacks. The Emir of Qatar has become the first foreign head of state to visit Syria since the overthrow of Bashar al-Assad. Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani is due to meet Syria's de facto leader Ahmed al-Sharaa. Prosecutors in Sweden say an Iraqi asylum seeker who'd publicly burned the Quran 2 years ago has been shot dead. Salwan Mormika was killed in a town near Stockholm. 5 people have been arrested. Millions of Hindu devotees have continued to throng the Indian city of Prayagraj for the Kumbh Mela religious festival. They've been undeterred by a crash on Wednesday that killed at least 30 people. Afghanistan's women cricketers have played their first match since fleeing the Taliban more than 3 years ago. The exiled players took on a charity 11 in an exhibition game in Melbourne. Australia's reliance on coal for electricity fell to a record low at the end of last year. Less than half of Australia's power came from coal in the final quarter. BBC News.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
Now, more than ever, supporting your immune system is crucial to helping your body fight off illnesses like the common cold, the flu, and COVID-19. At ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road and in Buttontown, we carry all the essential vitamins and minerals to help support your immune system and improve your overall health. Some of our top immunity support picks are vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, elderberry, and quercetin, or the popular 7-in-1 immunity support. Our pharmacists are always on hand to help guide you and answer any questions. Visit ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road or Buttontown. Live happy, live healthy with ValueMed Pharmacy.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman with the latest up-to-date, accurate news and information. For your convenience, the headline news will be repeated on our sister station, Breeze 105.3 FM, weekdays at 8:30 a.m. Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or download the Radio Cayman app in the App Store or log on to www.radiocayman.gov.ky and stay connected to what's happening in the community. Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
Water Authority Cayman wishes to advise its customers of a planned service interruption in Bawdentown tomorrow, Friday, 31st of January, between the hours of 9:30 a.m. and 11:30 a.m. to facilitate the connection of a subdivision. The following roads will be affected by the service interruption: Bristol Heights Drive, Fern Rock Drive, and Fern Cliff Close. The Water Authority appreciates the patience and understanding of its customers and the motoring public as it upgrades its water infrastructure and do apologize for any inconvenience caused.
You deserve a unique vacation this year, one with easy non-stop flights from Cayman. Cayman Airways offers more non-stop flights to and from the Cayman Islands than any other airline. Now you can add Panama and Los Angeles to your travel bucket list. Skip the hassle of connecting flights. Panama is just a 2-hour non-stop flight from Cayman. And Los Angeles? Get there in less than 5 hours non-stop aboard Cayman Airways. Call 949-2311 or visit CaymanAirways.com to book your Los Angeles or Panama getaway today.
Sports. Stay up to date on your sports news with Radio Cayman Monday through Friday at 7 a.m., 6 p.m., and 10 p.m. It's all about sports.
The new KFC nuggets have arrived. That unlike the no-gets, ours are handmade using 100% white meat, unlike the no-gets. At KFC, we hand-bread every day to achieve the perfect flavor. After you try our delicious and crispy nuggets in the original recipe, you'll never settle for less. KFC, the real nuggets. It's finger-licking good.
Good morning. Let's take a look at the latest weather report. Current temperature is 80 degrees. Relative humidity is 77%. The barometric pressure 30.03 inches and rising. The wind is east-northeast at 14 knots. Overnight low was 76. Synopsis indicate an area of high pressure across the southeastern United States will continue to support moderate to fresh winds and seas across the Cayman area for the next 24 hours. Radar images show a few showers mainly to the south of Grand Cayman, moving towards the west. Now the forecast for the Cayman Islands for today, calling for partly cloudy with a 20% chance of showers. Temperatures will rise to the low to mid-80s. Winds will be east to northeast at 15 to 20 knots, and seas will be moderate with wave heights of 4 to 6 feet. Tonight, partly cloudy with a 20% chance of late night showers and temperatures dipping to the mid to upper 70s tonight. Your winds will be east at 10 to 15 knots and seas will be moderate with wave heights of 4 to 6 feet. Today's high tide will occur this morning at 10:23, low tide this afternoon at 4:40, and a high tide again tonight at 10:21. The sun will set this evening at 6:16 and will rise tomorrow morning at a minute after 7. And the outlook is calling for similar weather conditions through Friday morning, with a slight increased chance of showers from tomorrow evening as residual moisture from an old frontal boundary moves across the Cayman area. And that's the very latest on your weather report.
The Cayman Islands Fire Service will be commencing comprehensive fire safety inspections across all public occupancy buildings. These inspections are in accordance with the Fire Safety Code and are critical in maintaining a safe environment. We appreciate the cooperation of all business owners, property managers, and the general public in this important initiative. Together, we can prevent fire-related incidents and enhance the overall safety of our community. For more information on the Fire Safety Code and what to expect during the inspections, please contact the Cayman Islands Fire Service Fire Prevention Unit at 949-2499 or email us at firesafetyinspections@gov.ky.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Top of the morning to you. Let's take a look at what's happening on our roads. Just to let you know, Edward Street by the Georgetown Post Office is closed. Please use a alternate route. As we look to the east on Shamrock Road, traffic is flowing moderately further up. Further down, a different story as traffic is steady. And as you approach the Linford Pearson Highway, steady traffic. Slow-moving traffic on Crew Road heading to Georgetown. Coming off of Bobby Thompson Way, steady traffic. And traffic is steady coming off of the Esley Tibbetts Highway and continuing on to North Sound Road. Moderate flow of traffic heading towards the Industrial Park area. Owen Roberts Drive is moving on moderately. Coming from the West Bay four-way stop, expect a moderate flow of traffic. And on the West Bay Road, traffic is moving on moderately in both directions, especially from the Reds. Huldah Avenue, slow moving. Godfrey Nixon Way and Eastern Avenue, moderate flow of traffic in both directions. That's the very latest on your traffic. Join us again at about 10 minutes past 12. We'll give you another look at traffic. Remember, click it or ticket.
Did you know ordering your favorite sandwich from Subway just got easier? Yeah, picture this. No more waiting in line. No more fussing with cash. Just a delicious taste of Subway at your fingertips. With our new app, ordering your go-to sub is as easy as a few taps on your phone. Plus, receive exclusive deals and earn loyalty points with every purchase made on the app. Download the new Subway app today and get ready to ditch the lines and drive straight into your flavor. Visit the App Store or Google Play Store on your mobile phone and search for Subway Cayman Islands. Subway. Eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
If you or your loved one is facing cancer, only Sylvester will stand firmly by your side at every step, from diagnosis through survivorship, providing you and your family peace of mind and assisting with everything you need before, during, and after your stay with us. Sylvester Comprehensive Cancer Center is South Florida's only NCI-designated cancer center and specializes in treating the most complex cancer cases. Your first-class cancer care is just a flight away. Learn more at sylvester.org.
The Business Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Good morning. Welcome back to the Business Buzz. I'm your host, Kathy Miller, and I'm quite excited to welcome on this segment of the Business Buzz from Mise en Place. We have really the founder, the visionary, the man in charge of everything. We have Sean Collins. And also welcoming Justyna Hachulska, the newly appointed managing director of Mise en Place Limited.
Thank you, Kathy.
Thank you, Kathy. Good morning. Thank you for having
really
us on
enjoy
the
your show.
Very good to have you here. So what our listeners don't know is that we were having a bit of a background discussion, getting to know you a little bit. And I'm quite blown away, Sean, by your history. So I would love for you to paint a picture in the sense of I just talked to ArtNet Studio, right? So it's the paint a picture now. Let us know who you are. Let us know the history of Mise en Place. But I want to, start with how you even got into the world of culinary.
Okay.
Let's start from there.
That's going way back.
Yes.
To as about a 17, 18-year-old in high school, I did an extracurricular cooking course, and I absolutely loved it. I was in a high school in the US at the time. And that kind of morphed into me ending up at culinary college in the US, Johnson & Wales University, where I did culinary arts for 2 years. And following that, I did a Bachelor of Science degree in food service management. And I came back to Cayman at about the age of 24, 25. And it was only 1 year later, in 2002, that I opened up Mise en Place for business as a private event catering and personal chef service back then. And, I guess the history is since that time we've really grown, and we have quite a lot going on these days. And
you absolutely have.
Yeah.
Now, you told me right before this segment started that you weren't even thinking of culinary school whatsoever. But
initially,
you were pushed into it, yeah.
Well,
Not
I was encouraged to move in that direction by what they call a guidance counselor in high school.
Okay.
So it was a conversation with him that developed, and instead of following a kind of more line of business school that I was expecting to head, I changed course, and I ended up as in food service, and I've never looked back.
No, and look at you now. So, and you have a incredible business that has branched out hugely from initially starting as a catering service, right?
Yeah.
So you still stuck with the business part a little bit, but it was all under the guise of really culinary.
I guess it's been a long, fun road. It's been 22 years at this stage.
So when you began Mise en Place in 2002, what was the scene like in Cayman at that time? What was the kind of catering offers that were here in Cayman?
It was me and another chef business partner at the time, and we were the first personal chef service in Cayman. There was one other guy that did it a few years earlier, but we were the first to develop this particular type of business. Going to people's homes, and the concept was to bring restaurant quality food into people's homes.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously with that came a professional level of service. And then, I could just keep going. I could probably talk for the next half hour. And then from that point, we realized, the business could only grow. Cayman was booming back in the early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of people moving here, lots of new businesses. So we got into a more corporate line of catering then as well, serving some of the law firms on island. And then in 2006, we got into a school catering business in one of the private schools, Cayman Prep Primary, who we still service to this day. And with that, the business grew from there to today. Now we're offering food service, cafeteria management in 10 different schools in the Cayman Islands.
That's pretty amazing. Now, I know the core of our conversation is going to discuss on what you do for the schools, but before we get there, can you tell us, I guess, all the companies that are under really the umbrella of Mise en Place?
Yes, absolutely. So we have, obviously, our event catering is our main, what we're probably most known for, as well as our Yum brand, which is the school catering business. We operate Gino's Pizzeria. We also, as I mentioned to you off air, we also have a wholesale bakery, which is our in-house bakery, but we also expanded on that to offer wholesale products to supermarkets, hotels, other restaurants. But it was set up primarily to service our own business. So in the schools, all our products are made from scratch and freshly baked. If you're having a sandwich, even the sliced bread is from our bakery. The idea is, and has always been for me, quality first.
Okay. Did you even imagine that you would get to the point that you're at right now from when you began Mise en Place as a catering service really in 2002?
I still pinch myself. I've had an interesting couple of years since 2022, late 2022. Unfortunately, I had a health incident that set me back a little bit, but it's exciting times again. I'm ready now for the next 20 years.
Has that changed your approach to catering, to food services?
It has. I have a far more, let's say, nutritional and healthy outlook on life. My own personal diet has changed quite a lot. And with that, all our menus and everything we're doing now, I'm looking at how we can make it more healthy and nutritious, especially for the children that we serve every day.
Right. It's interesting because that's really, and which we're going to get into right now, which is talking about the services that you're offering with the schools, and that's through Yum Cayman,
That's
right?
Yum, yes.
And that's also a little bit where Justyna comes in here. So, Justyna, let us know how did you guys get in touch? How did you find her?
Okay. Well, there was
it was a long process for about 6 months.
We decided, it's a family-owned business, and as a family, we decided in early 23 that we needed to prepare the company for the next 5, 10, 20 years of business. And my capability had lapsed a little bit, shall we say.
Mm-hmm.
So we started seeking a new managing director back then. It's early 23 and then I met Justyna in early 24, so the beginning of last year. And I really wanted to bring somebody to Cayman, obviously somebody who could understand the vision of the business and work well with me, but also who could take the company to the next level. And I met Justyna through 6 rounds of interviews and
yes.
Wow.
And
just 6 rounds.
Yeah.
Just 6 rounds.
And then a visit to Cayman, and we realized it was going to click well. So she joined the company in October.
Okay.
And since that time, we're just prepared to move it forward. And I've got now a new role in the company, which I'm really enjoying.
What's the new role?
I'm now the business development director.
Okay.
and I've handed over the managing director position to Justyna.
Okay. Okay.
I've stepped out of the hamster wheel and I'm observing how it operates a bit more.
Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, you've built such an incredible company, I think. And as you said, you had some health challenges. So sometimes you have to look out what's best for you in a sense and how you can still grow something as effectively and amazingly as you have done so far, while being able to kind of give somebody else the reins to do that and still take care of yourself. I think just being able to manage both is incredible. Yeah. So
I think, it's all about, large part of the business is enjoying it.
Yes.
And I think it got to the point that with all the growth and everything that was going on, it was becoming quite stressful for me. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know that until it was too late.
Right.
And then now I'm, I wouldn't say, taking a little bit of, not a back seat, but I'm maybe stepping to the side a bit, still having my input and enjoying it, but not feeling so much pressure.
One of the greatest things about leadership is being able to kind of lead from the back anyways, you know, and putting
Which can be quite difficult as well.
Absolutely. But it's
just let go.
It's a great trait of a leader, knowing that, okay, I don't always have to be at the forefront of things. I can step back and also help develop others to carry what the vision is. Now you did mention that you have a vision for Mise en Place. So
yes.
What is that vision, if you can share with us?
Well, currently it's to develop to create more collaborations on the island, more partnerships, and work with people who are like-minded and offer more. My focus is really going to be in healthy and nutritious cuisine and food service across the schools, especially in our menu creation, and also, you know, wherever
sustainable approach as well,
and taking a sustainable approach to the business, which we've already been doing for 5+ years, but even more so. I have a lot of ideas and initiatives that I just haven't been able to get off the ground yet, and I'm only just really coming back to work in the last couple of months.
Okay. So. All right. Now, Justyna, we got Sean's background a little bit here.
Thank you.
And let us know what your background is basically in food service.
So I've spent the last nearly 22 years in the food and beverage business, starting from Ireland, where I work for Irish government organization, training people to 4- and 5-star hotels across Ireland and US as well. And then I went from the training side of the things, went to more F&B side of the things. So training, creating the manuals, but as well opening the restaurants. And I've spent nearly 13 years in Ireland where I graduate my studies, but it felt like Ireland is starting to be a bit too small for me. So I've made the decision to move to London, where I work from private members clubs, fine dining restaurants, and commercial catering as well. So it was a long journey, but a very interesting one and very exciting one as well. So I'm very delighted to be here on the island and share my knowledge.
What were your studies?
So it was hospitality management. So.
Okay. I love how you said you went from Ireland, which felt a little small, to London, and I'm like, but now you're in Grand Cayman.
And I'm absolutely loving it. And I think there is a point in your life that, especially with what Sean just said, that you need to take a moment and reflect on your life. And London is fantastic, but it's a very fast-paced place. And sometimes you don't have a time to enjoy your life because you're constantly rushing. So I think making a decision to move in here is probably one of the best decisions. And I fell in love in the island from the day one when I got in here at the end of August.
End of August.
The end of August. And I have to say, since I got in here, I haven't felt homesick, which I think, you know, it's the people, it's the culture, obviously the beach, but I think mostly just the people who are in here. And I felt very welcomed.
A great quality of life.
Yeah, a quality of life. And I think during pandemics, you know, because you're so busy, you're rushing, you're going from one project to another, we all realize that taking a step back and looking at the well-being, your meditation, the energy, it was something that I really focused on. And I think since then, I was kind of looking to what is my next step. So,
okay. So did you see the opportunity in Cayman? Is that how you initially came, or how did you make your connection with Sean?
So it was quite random. It was January 2024. And a good friend of mine, who actually happened to be a recruiter as well, he just sent me a message while I was spending Christmas at home. And he said, there might be an opportunity for you to move to Cayman Islands. And I didn't think twice. I was like, let's explore the options. Let's see what we can do. And that it was just a kind of a coincidence. But I have to say that at the end of 2023, I think London was my comfort zone. And one evening I just sat down and I said, I think it's about time to get out of my comfort zone. So, yeah.
I understand
Be
that.
careful what you wish for. Kind of way.
And you
Because
felt
it come true.
right, but
Yeah.
it was an opportunity that came that's in alignment with what you do, and it allows
Certainly.
for even just more growth and a different kind of growth for you.
Yes.
Especially in the industry.
Let me just say that Mise is such a fantastic company. And even Sean taking the backseat, I still would be carrying Sean's legacy.
Oh, yeah.
So it's very exciting. It's as I said, with all the entities, and we will be talking about YUM in a minute.
Absolutely. We're going to go to our first commercial break, but when we do come back, we're going to get all into exactly what is YUM School Lunch.
I'm Michael Webster.
And I'm Denise Brown of Cayman Insurance Center.
Family is not the most important thing, it's everything.
We have worked with the community and their families on protecting themselves for the future.
Whether it's providing top-rated life insurance
or protecting your family's household investment.
From our family to yours, we understand and we care.
I'm Denise Brown. Call me at 814-7229.
And I'm Michael Webster at 925-5433.
We are Cayman Insurance Center.
Specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services at an affordable rate. We are Michael and
Denise at Cayman Insurance Center.
Call today.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Tune in every Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. for Radio Cayman's Midday Newscast. Radio Cayman, the People's Station, your trusted official source for the latest news. The 12 p.m. news is proudly brought to you by Health City Cayman Islands. World-class healthcare within your reach.
The Business Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Good morning. Welcome back to the Business Buzz. I am your host, Kathy Miller. And in studio this morning, we have Mise en place. We have our founder and director of business development now. Used to be the managing director. We have Sean Collins. And we have the newly appointed managing director, Justyna Hachulska. All right.
Beautiful pronunciation.
Thank you.
Well done.
She gave me a bit of a lesson, everybody. It is a Polish last name, right there, right? It's completely spelled
You are
differently.
very natural.
Thank you. Now, the core of our conversation really is supposed to be about YUM, right?
Yeah.
YUM Cayman. So if you can tell us what exactly YUM Cayman is all about.
I think the best to describe that is the catering service designed to provide students, principals, teachers, and all the school staff with the school community with delicious, nutritious, and affordable meals options on a daily basis. I think our aim and goal is to make meal times easy and convenient while ensuring that it's all fresh and well-balanced meals.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
And adding to that, the technology of the app makes it very simple for parents to order from home up until, I think it's 10 p.m. the night before.
I think it's midnight. Is it 10 p.m. or midnight?
We may have, we've
midnight.
extended it to midnight. Okay.
What I saw on the website last night,
Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
it was midnight.
Thank you. Used to be midnight. And you can basically go on to our menus, make selections, and the meal will be packaged and ready for your child the next day at lunch or break time.
So we
without
never had
doing-
anything like this when I was growing up. I can tell you that much. There was a cafeteria with very limited, and this is somewhere in Canada, very limited options. Sometimes you'd bring your own food and all the rest. But I was quite blown away when I did go to the website, which is yumcayman.ky.
Yes.
Yes.
And I was like, okay, I need to get a bit of a background here. I don't have children in this at all, so I wouldn't know about this kind of school, the program, the catering that you do for the schools. And I know, Sean, you mentioned that you started catering for Cayman Prep. It was
Cayman Prep in 2006. So at that point, we didn't have the Yum brand established. We didn't establish that actually until 2020.
Okay.
And the need came around because of the COVID pandemic. We decided to rebrand and develop an app because people weren't able to, go into, we weren't able to serve this directly. So we needed to develop something where you can, an ordering platform essentially.
Right.
And then
but by that time, by 2020, were you already in other schools?
We were in several, we were working with several schools already. We've served at John Gray since 2008.
Okay.
And we've had a number of other private schools since 2015.
Okay.
Where we've worked closely and met. And then we've also implemented, I should mention, the food standard provisions that the government mandated them in 2012, I think it was, and we follow those guidelines with all our menus.
Can you give us a little bit of a background? What needs to be
included in this? Reduction in red meat. There's a limitation to, I think, once every 2 weeks. Reduced sodium, reduced sugar. Vegetables, obviously, we do a whole grains as opposed to, just white rice. We blend brown and white rice together. So we've learned over the years how to kind of find that middle ground where the kids like the food and the meals are well balanced and nutritious.
Okay.
And wholesome.
Okay. So it's a lot of private schools and some of the government schools as well.
Yes.
Now, I have a question because I know that when this new government took over almost 4 years ago, it was part of their offerings was, part of their strategic plan was that they were offering within the schools now free lunches, I think it was. I don't know if breakfast is included. I think just lunch, right?
There is a daily budget that includes breakfast, yes.
Breakfast.
Okay. So was that in collaboration with Mise en Place, or is that separate from what you offer through Yum?
Before that, it was being heavily subsidized by groups like Feed Our Future, and we were working along with like the Department of Food Family Services, and we were also doing what we could to sponsor lunches. So it was really recognized the need for, because you could just witness it in schools and canteens that there were children that were not eating a healthy lunch, and it was causing, I think, the principals and the teachers in the school will say that was causing some disruption in the school, and there was a need for the government to do something about it. So I was very pleased when they actually did offer lunch in the government schools.
I think it's not only lunches. So we partner with the Ministry of Education, and we providing the meals for the kids which needs the government assistance. And I just want to highlight that it's so important for us to make sure that those meals are nutritious and well balanced, because sometimes that's the only meal that the students and the kids are having access to for the whole day.
That
So
might
we
be actually
take that.
that might be their only meal. That might be the only one that's
Yes.
actually very
Yeah.
balanced, as
Yes.
you explained. We don't always recognize the correlation between food and how we function, how we have our energy. Can you explain that a little bit when it comes to being able to provide nutritious meals, and how that can impact our just daily functions, our energy that we have in our body to be able to perform tasks?
Yeah.
Our brain to work.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm quite well placed to answer that because I have recently had a brain injury. So I had to get my strength back from 2 years ago, where I literally had to learn to walk again.
Oh, wow.
And I You know, I changed my diet completely. I obviously needed a lot of protein, and I eliminated a lot of things out of my diet that weren't necessarily good for me. I could tell on an energy level. So now I understand very well what kind of nutrition is needed in order to have your body performing, and your brain, your mind. So I'm in a position now to bring some of that education forward to the schools and with the ministry and whoever else wants to collaborate on those kind of initiatives, and serve healthy, nutritious brain food.
Yeah, brain food. What do we mean by brain food then? What I guess what are the foods that we should be consuming that would be considered brain food? Well,
it's actually what you leave out of your diet as well is a big part of that. It's less sugar is a big one. Alcohol is a no-no.
Well, I mean, hopefully in the schools they're not,
Oh, no, sorry, I'm talking more specifically for me. But
yeah. Me too, though. I eliminated alcohol as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It makes a big difference. White carbohydrates like white bread and white rice are less good, obviously, than a whole grain bread or whole grain pastas. So all those things. But if I'm honest, I'm still getting at that point that we're developing more and more health conscious meals as we speak now.
Okay.
So we'll be rolling those out over the coming months and year.
Okay.
And we work on a daily basis with the nutritionist from the ministry, but as well, privately, just to make sure that we are following the guidance.
Okay, I like that. So that there are nutritionists within the ministry, at least.
Certainly.
That are helping guide you on how you should.
All our menus are approved by a nutritionist.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful.
On a nearly monthly basis, but we make sure that everything that we serve is within the guidelines of healthy food. So we take a big pride of that as well.
Okay. Now I know pandemic also caused a huge surge in food costs. We know that, and then it also limited what we could get here for a long time.
Yeah.
How did that impact, I guess, planning your menus and what you could offer?
Well, it still is. I mean, the cost of products in Cayman is through the roof.
It's extremely high.
Yeah, it is.
So even
it's going to get higher, I'm
arriving
afraid,
here
now.
new to the island, obviously everybody can see it.
Oh yeah.
Through prices in the supermarket, we can all relate. But when you're trying to put something on the plate for $7 for a child's lunch, it's not that easy to make a business work.
Right.
But with volume purchasing and partnerships with suppliers and good negotiation, we still got a little bit of work to do on that, and that's what part of my job as business development director is. But we are constantly working on our pricing and costs.
Yeah, and fresh produce. Yeah.
How do you foresee the very near future could be with that? Because we know that there's a big mess in the USA right now, and we know that there's going to be, I think, even less food productivity happening there and less food being able to come out. We get a lot of our food shipped from the US, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So rising costs again and limited food sources again. How are you kind of, if at all, are you embracing that?
So as a bit of history on that, it's been hard for us as a company to completely go local because, local suppliers just don't have the volume that we need.
Right, yeah.
But that's another thing that we're working with. I'm actually going to a meeting later today to talk about how we can get more farmers involved in our production and our supply.
Please leave the all the egg farmers alone.
I heard you mention that the other day.
Yes. I feel every time I go to the supermarket, the local eggs are gone. I'm like, no. But no, I can understand if you.
But and
we just need more of them for sure.
We certainly do.
Yeah.
We've tried to have our own gardens where we grow our own herbs and peppers and things like that. But
so do you have that with Mise en Place? You have your own
we have at times, but then the chickens and iguanas became a bit of a problem.
Oh, okay.
So everything is in the works, I suppose, and I'm now back in a position where I want to bring all these initiatives and ideas, execute them and bring them into play in the company.
Okay, I like it. You did mention the cost. Like when I was on yumcayman.ky, yesterday evening, and I was looking at the different costs. First of all, the menus are amazing. I think today there's oxtail in one of the schools. I was like,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I need to talk to my boss about this. Maybe we could start ordering. I know this is for the school specifically, but I thought the pricing was really, really good.
Very affordable, yes.
Yeah, I think it's great. It's pretty amazing to me, and the menus that you do have are really, really good. And people can choose their different proteins. They can choose from the vegetables and I guess the carbs that are there. And I was quite blown away by that.
Thank
So I'll just give you a little bit of history. And in I think it was somewhere between 2010 and 2012, there were lots of reports circulating around Cayman about obesity amongst youth and big problems with diets, where I don't think, I mean, it starts with the parents, right? Let's be honest. And I don't think parents were encouraging the right eating habits back then. The government did the right thing, which was to put the food provisions in place, and we delivered on those. But there was a little bit of kickback, if I'm honest, back then, and it was hard to...
What was the kickback?
Well, it was hard to shift the mindset from, people wanting barbecue chicken and mac and cheese to a steamed fish and brown rice. That was for lunch. That it just...
Do you think it could be because of the children? Like they're stuck on, how...
Yeah,
we
they're
can be
stuck
as
in
kids,
habits.
Yes.
But, I mean, when we started, I can remember at John Gray, we introduced a salad station where the chef put together all the ingredients in front of the students, and we were lucky if we prepared 20 salads a day back then. And then fast forward a year, literally we started doing up in excess of 200 salads a day. So the kids were making the right decisions themselves just by, I suppose, seeing their peers adapt and enjoy eating a mixed green salad with crisp vegetables and grilled chicken, as opposed to standing in the line and eating the barbecue chicken and mac and cheese.
Right. And that's those are two very, I want to say, kind of cultural dishes here, right? So there's the cultural play.
Yeah.
At least within
absolutely.
Caribbean culture, for sure, because there's so many different nationalities in Cayman now. But sometimes culture could be at play in terms of what people are used to eating and not necessarily wanting to explore, right?
Yeah.
It could be heavy on the bread,
I'd
high
say
on the carbs.
there's always a time for that, obviously, celebrations, and I would call that more comfort food, which you enjoy on an occasion. But for your daily meal, you should be thinking about, lean proteins and vegetables. And
Protein with every meal is something that I try to keep in mind. And that's as an adult. And if I was younger in high school and had that kind of mindset to know that, okay, protein with every meal, or to have more balanced meals, you knew about it a little bit, but I didn't necessarily focus. I think it would have made a huge difference in how I just navigate my health today.
Yeah, but I think it's very interesting you saying that, because we should highlight that the aim for the Yum app is to show the kids that healthy food can be both delicious and fun.
Yes.
So I think we both believe with Sean that the education starts with the youngest generation.
Yes.
So what we want to do, Sean and myself, is just to encourage those kids and show them the nutritional meal options in an engaging and inspiring way. And I think we should mention that every month we host a Yum Club in different locations, in different schools across our portfolio. And we invite the students from different years, and we want them to tell us what they like to eat, and just give us a feedback, tell us. And during those Yum Clubs, we have something which is called the Innovation Lab, where we prepare the vegan, vegetarian dishes, which are plant-based. And I have to say, it's quite amazing how open the kids are to try the new things. And kind of go on with that as well. But as well, it was astonishing for me to hear, because we always love to hear the suggestions. The young generation were asking us for kimchi, which is a healthy food, so good for your gut.
Right.
Miso soups. And they were asking
Sushi.
about sushi, and sushi
Nice.
is something that, we served in
That's
the
on the
Yampa.
menu for
certainly
for the
is.
schools. I was blown away.
Yeah, and I think we need to realize we're living at times that kids are having access to TikTok, Instagram, and I think sometimes can be quite confusing. And I remember back in the day when in my I was 18, 19, I became the vegetarian. I didn't have the access to all of that. But I think our job is to help them and guide them, because if they look in everything what is available and they're biohacking and vegetarian and vegan, we are kind of trying to, show them the way.
Right. We got to go to a next commercial break. I kind of missed it by a few minutes. So we're going to go to that, and then we're going to wrap up our conversation.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Celebrate Valentine's Day with an unforgettable night of music and inspiration. The 2025 Cayman Arts Festival presents the world-renowned Mark de Lisa Singers and the beloved First Baptist Church Choir coming together for a powerful gospel concert. The award-winning MDL singers have shared the stage with legends like Lionel Richie, Alicia Keys, and Diana Ross. Now they join Pastor Dave George and the First Baptist Church Choir to deliver a night of faith, love, and music. Friday, February 14th at 7 p.m. at First Baptist Church. Tickets are just $40 for adults and $15 for students. Call 922-5550 or email enquiries@caymanartsfestival.com for more details. Don't miss this extraordinary event, sponsored by Butterfield Bank.
Radio Cayman, maintaining the innovation.
On a daily basis, making it easy to connect with you, our listeners. Add us to WhatsApp today, 925-3261. That's 925-3261. Radio Cayman. Send a text or voice note.
Message us at 925-3261 on WhatsApp today and get active with Radio Cayman.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
Radio Cayman, maintaining the innovation.
The Business Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz. We are speaking with Mise en Place. We have Sean Collins, the founder of Mise en Place, and now the Business Development Director, who took a step back from being the Managing Director, and in place of him and Managing Director, we have Justyna Hachulska. And we got the history of Mise en Place, how Sean started, how Justyna got here. We're talking about Yum Cayman and which is really the catering service plus app that Mise en Place has created for the schools, for the parents, and the students to be able to go on every day, and you can choose your exact nutritious meal that you can order up until midnight the day before you got to go to school. You can put your order in for what you want to have for lunch the next day.
Yeah.
Yes. Amazing. First of all, I'm surprised it's up until midnight, because I'm like, what time are the chefs waking up and getting all this prepared? But
4 a.m.
What I love about this as well, 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay, I shouldn't complain so much. What I love about this
to make
is
it happen as well. So
I know, Justyna, you said that you're trying to teach the students to also know that food can be really nutritious as well. But what I love about the app is that you can choose, so it's giving them the autonomy in that sense of saying, hey,
And
these
their
are
parents
all the
will-
different, these are all the different choices I have. It's not limited.
Yeah.
And it just shows, I guess, all the different creations you can put together for food and make it not only fun,
and
but
within
good to
that
eat.
you create an account for your child, or you can manage that yourself, or you can hand it, if you've got an older child, then they can do their own ordering. But in that profile you can add your remarks or allergies or anything of that nature, intolerances, So
that's how you cater to the people who...
Yeah, so when you actually get to the cashier in the school or at the beginning or the end of the cafeteria line, it can be noted and it will come up on the screen there that there's a peanut allergy or what. Actually, we don't have nuts and seeds within any of the schools anyway.
Okay. Yeah.
But that was a bad example, but you know what I mean.
I do. Maybe a dairy allergy
gluten,
or something.
Dairy, yeah.
Yeah.
And our representative will say, to be aware that that's got gluten in it. You're not supposed to eat that. And also parents can do a limitation on things like sweets. They can allow their children to have a brownie or a cookie or whatever, but just say, it's limited to one. And they also will get an immediate email as to what their children are ordering through the app.
Oh, I love it. So they can monitor as
yeah.
well.
They certainly
my daughter is at St. Ignatius, and I get an email twice a day telling me exactly what she's had from the canteen. So I can speak to her in the evening and say, maybe you shouldn't have had that cookie at 10 a.m.
Right. Mine would be 5 brownies a day or something. It would be terrible.
But all our brownies are low in sugar, and all our snacks as well are low in calories. So, and we should mention that as well. We sourced and provide 100% natural juices with no processed sugar in them as well, which is quite important. But I just want to as well point it out that the way that we craft our menus, we can cater to a wide range of different options, and ensuring that regardless of the students having any allergies or dietary requirements, we can cater for them. And I think it's great for the parents to know as well that we have a wide range of different dishes, and they are not repetitive. So we make sure that we stay on our game, and those kids don't feel that kind of left out, that I cannot eat certain things, so my meal is not as exciting as my colleague who sits next to me.
Right. No, I love it. I think it's such a great way to have younger people involved in their food choices to understand as well, okay, this is a better thing for me to eat. And then it just becomes, it's that habit that you want to form from such a young age, because
certainly
understanding nutrition, which we don't always understand or pay attention to when we're younger. We think, we're going to burn off all this energy, we're active and all the rest. We don't always, sometimes we take it for granted. So to be able to to know the importance of it and to make these decisions and just make it a habit from young, I think is so essential, because it could be life-changing to you when you reach other eras in life, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, exactly.
So we have a few minutes left.
So just going forward with the company, there's a lot of exciting things that we can do in the future, and I'm motivated for the next 5, 10, 20 years of the business too. And the Yum side of the business is definitely an area where we can do more education on nutrition, and
we are committed. We are committed,
and we guide kids to go in the right direction with their food habits.
I think you're on your way with that for sure.
Yeah.
What is the vision?
On our way, but there's lots more that we can do.
Yeah. What else can you do then?
Company.
We got another show.
We need another 2 hours for that.
Give you time. You got about 3 minutes though. If you want to let us know what are your plans, Justyna, as you're new to the company, right?
Yeah.
So you're now in charge of really leading this whole thing forward. And for you just coming, what plans do you have as well that you want to take Mise en Place and Yum Cayman forward?
So definitely, in terms of the Yum, obviously business-wise, as Sean said, we could sit down and talk for another 2 hours. But I think Yum, we want to make sure that we can do it better, that we will be consistently improving the app and the Yum itself. And we want to make it definitely user-friendly and accessible for absolutely everyone. But as well, we will be working on nutrition side of the things for the menus, and just making them more exciting. And I think we have a responsibility, and as well, we can guide those kids and create those habits within them that they will have an impact for the rest of their lives and the way they're looking at the food. So, yeah.
I like it. I do. I like it. Welcome to the team.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
And we should say, you know, around us as well, we have an awesome management team, and we have created a culture of consistent improvement. We're regularly reviewing things, offering surveys to our customers, whatever we can do to just get better and better
to make
at
it
what
better,
we're doing.
yes.
I love it. I think it's good. You had mentioned something about comfort food a little earlier, and it's so easy for us, I'm talking from my own personal experience here, to fall into eating the stuff that is not the best for us when we're stressed out.
Yeah.
And I know that, you know, stress can happen at any time. And when you have at your fingertips the choices right there, especially as a young student when you're doing your exams and all the rest, and studying can be a lot. There can be a lot on your plate that's going on. To have those choices right there at your fingertips that you don't have to necessarily worry too much about, I think is so important. I wish as an adult, I know that, you know, I can order from here and there, but sometimes it's not always going to be the best choice that I'm making. So again, I wish that I was trained in the mind from a younger age to be able to make healthier choices. So what I think you guys are doing is great. I think it's going to definitely have an impact on the next generation coming up and how they look at food and their own nutrition.
Yeah, perfect. And I'll just add, you know, anybody interested in a program of, you know, or our catering services, they can email me on Sean, which is SEAN @catering.ky.
I'm glad it's just not mise en place because, you know, as you said, it's a French word. Tell us the term, what it refers to. I forgot to ask that earlier.
It refers to having everything in place ready for service. It's a culinary term.
Okay.
Which I constantly had in my culinary school back in the day. All the chefs would be, you know, shouting to have your mise en place ready. Okay. And it literally just means being ready for service.
All right. And your website as well is catering.ky.
Catering.ky is, and then we have all the social media.
Social medias.
Instagram, Facebook.
TikTok.
Oh, we're TikTok too?
Yes. I'm sure, yeah. Especially for the younger ones, absolutely. That's their new
Cayman.
Google, pretty much.
Please follow us on Instagram.
All right, thank you so much for joining us, and hopefully we'll be able to talk again a little bit more about Yum. As you said, there's so much more that you have to say. So thanks for joining us on the Business Buzz.
Yes,
we're going to go to the 9 a.m. headline news now, and I'll be back with you guys next week.
Thank you.
The Business Buzz is proudly sponsored by Cayman Insurance Center, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services. And Kirk Market. Experience a world of choice.
Since 1976.
Covering Grand Cayman, Little Cayman, Cayman Bright. One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.